colder than a witch's tit outside here in Wisconsin. It is like 35 degrees. Yeah. So today we're gonna work on the CRX and get the engine bay cleaned up a little bit. I already did a little bit of stuff. I ripped the fuse box out, which pretty much just had a couple plug-ins here that went into the fuse box. You just got to pop them out. And then these 3 terminals that were just held in by Phillips screws. And yeah, I think that's it for the fuse box wiring. And now we're going to rip out the box right here. This holds the map sensor and some other sensor. And then you got vacuum lines coming out of it that run everywhere. Personally, you can just delete this. I personally never run them. Just got to unplug the sensors. It can be kind of tricky. So I always like to break out Mr. Flathead. He usually helps get the plugs out. And then we got a vacuum line holder up here that I'm going to get rid of. Just pretty much getting rid of all the useless shit in the engine bay that you don't need or you can get away with not using. Like all this. Yeah, you don't need all this. Otherwise, we got the speedo cable right here. We got the fuel feed line, which obviously we still need that stuff. And then the heater hoses. Other than that, I mean, you can get rid of pretty much everything else, like the charcoal canister here, and you know, all this bracketry and stuff. I don't like to run any of that. I get rid of it. It definitely cleans up the look of the engine bay. I try to get these AC lines out of here since they're already cut already. Alright, so I got the fuse box out like I said, and that map sensor holder. Now I ripped off the front bumper so I could get access at the rest of the wiring, like for the fog lights and for the horn. And then I can remove the AC lines. It just was a lot easier with the front bumper off. So to take the bumper off, you just need to take off these 3 bolts here, and then your hood latch support, which is connected here and here. And then the bumper, there's a middle bolt here that holds the bumper, and then 2 on each side, as well as like 3 on the bottom, I believe. So now we're going to continue ripping this wiring out and the headlights as well. Next I'm going to take off this, it's like a headlight brace or something. Kind of holds the headlights in, as well as like connects both sides of the car together. There's 2 12mm bolts on both sides that you need to take off to remove this piece. Okay, see ya. Sit. Huh, it worked. Good tip to get broken bolts out of your, or not broken bolts, but rusty bolts out of your socket that you can't get. Just chuck it on the ground. Might have to do it a couple times. 3 times? There it goes. Now I think this thing should come out. Yep. Just like that. I got a lot of stuff off of the engine bay here, as you can see. I didn't film a lot of it because I kind of got in the zone, and once I'm in the zone I kind of just keep going and get it done. So I got the fenders off just because it makes shit a lot easier to clean and paint. So the fenders are off on both sides, headlights, corner lights. This middle brace I took off. I got all the wiring out of the front and unclipped from like all the engine bay there on both sides, so there's no wiring or anything there now. And everything that's still attached that I'm not going to take off is just going to kind of sit up here, and I'm going to kind of, you know, peel it away as I clean and as I paint it. I plan on just painting over a lot of stuff, just because I did this on a hatch that I had, an EG hatch, and it turned out freaking awesome. So I'm not really worried. I've done this before, and just kind of showing you guys what kind of work it takes to make an engine bay look good. It's definitely man hours to do this. So next I'm probably going to remove the rear engine mount back here, since I have to anyway to install the Hasport. I'm going to take that off, and then I'll be able to paint under it, and then before I reinstall the Hasport mount in the back. I also have to figure out my AC lines yet. I got to get these out of here, and then get them out of here somehow. I might have to go inside of the car and detach them inside the car so I can remove them. Alright, got the car in the garage now, and hopefully you guys can see it a little better. I've been doing this outside and it got dark out, but thank God for these nice shop lights. You should be able to see everything. I'm also going to try to talk a little louder in the videos because I've noticed that some people complain about the audio as well. Sometimes I mute myself and I don't talk as loud, which I apologize. I'm going to try to work on that as best I can. Maybe I'll get a mic one day and that may help as well. But yeah, we got the engine bay pretty gutted. I also took off the wiper arms and the wiper motor. As well as the wiper cover thing right here. We got rid of the inner fenders, the washer tank, and I don't know, pretty much everything you don't need. Definitely not a necessity. I also got a lot of this wiring cleaned up and off of the strut tower there. A lot of this is like tied up over here, but I just moved it down so I can run it wherever I want when I'm done. It'll clean up the engine bay quite a bit as well. So now we're going to start on actually cleaning this engine bay with some brake cleaner. Okay, so we're going to try to lift the car up. Since there's no motor or nothing in it, I figured it'd be funny to try to lift this thing up since there's no motor or nothing in it. Ah! All right. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, power to weight ratio. There we go. 2 guys this time.
2, 3.
The suspension sounds like it's gonna break every time you get loaded down. All right, muscle man number 1 here.
I need some gloves.
All right, find some up there on top of the drill press.
Oh, perfect. You see these, Randy?
No comment.
Vandful, these bitches.
Right?
I'm taking these home with me.
You might as well.
I'm going to, sorry.
You got this, bud. Grunt, remember.
Oh, come on. You're so close.
You got this.
No!
All right. I guess it takes 2 guys, huh?
Oh, for some schneep. One more try.
Oh, that. Yeah, that got tweaked back or go over.
All of these do. No.
You gotta lift smartly.
Yeah, with your legs, but my legs are 4
Are
times
you supposed to?
your size.
Are you supposed to lift with your legs,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
your
Not your
or your
back.
waist, or your hips?
It's none of your back.
Not your.
Legs only, technically.
It's supposed to be.
So if I go to Planet Fitness tomorrow and I lift with my knees, they're not gonna yell at me.
It's supposed to be with your back and a jerking, twisting motion.
I'm jerking.
Think you can do it?
I don't know. If you can't, I just feel like I can't. But your legs.
Oh, dude, you like had this one off, dude.
See if I can get
One side, yeah, we'll do one side. Oh yeah, that was airborne.
Careful, these are my new gloves.
I just feel like I don't got this.
Wake up and go be like,
Yeah, I was saying when I can't.
What did I do?
sorry, Chris, can't work today. Well, geez,
Oh,
you're
man.
using no legs. You're just hunchbacking her.
Hey, maybe
No,
that'll
I'm
work.
just seeing my grip.
Something's got to give. The back or the car.
Oh, his butthole.
Goosing myself.
Go!
Not even close.
Alright, I'll give her a shot.
That's pretty heavy.
I got a piss though, dude.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I'll probably piss myself trying to lift it.
That's funny. Yeah, no way. I was at.
Alright.
I get tired.
Oh, he's getting a little bounce action.
What if I get some bounce action?
You'll get her with some bounce. Oh,
I gotta try this way. Wow, that fucker's heavy.
Yeah, I felt like
It's
I
heavy
didn't
for
even
one
move it.
guy.
Drew was definitely the best bet.
Yeah, Drew got it the closest.
Dude, that's a terrible motion. Go right in front of you, dude. Scrunch down.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
push
feel like
your
I can
leg.
get it going this way.
no.
Try it, and I'll just gonna have to go to the chiropractor. Right?
Bellevue and Fletcher.
Oh yeah, I feel it in my back already. Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I feel like I couldn't even move it.
Oh.
You're determined, Drew, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna sit on the back too.
Oh, we'll get her.
We'll get her, eh?
Ready? Yeah. Was that up?
That was up. That was up. There you go.
An animal!
Oh, what the fuck? I don't get gloves? You guys just steal all my gloves?
Sucks to suck.
I'm just gonna lift on the mirror then, huh? I'm just gonna get right
great.
up. I'll lift up here, eh?
Oh, jeez.
No?
Drew's taking
Drew, you got the most torque.
Drew, you got the most torque.
Ready?
Maybe.
One,
I'm gonna grab the pinch weld.
two, three.
Oh yeah!
What?
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Dude, I thought that fucker was gonna blow off in 12 minutes. Like, the ball's right when it hit me in the face or something. That's what I was thinking the whole time when we put it down. I'm like, oh my god.
Wanted. I'm so glad.
My
it's
dad
not.
buys these by the box loads.
Supposedly you can buy them at Menards for like fucking $20 for 20 of them. Or $2 for 20 of them. That's it.
So he buys like boxes of them, and then you just like get them wet and throw them out.
Alright, now that that's out of the way, I can get back to what I've been doing on the car. And I got this side pretty clean. Kind of just took some brake cleaner and a rag, and I rubbed back a lot of the dirt. It's still full of brake cleaner, but it definitely cleaned up quite a bit. I still have quite a bit to do on the firewall and this side as well. But as you can see, that is like before I scrubbed it heavily. And that is the side that I actually scrubbed so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna get back at this tomorrow and maybe rent a pressure washer so I can actually pressure wash this engine bay, otherwise I'm gonna be here for hours trying to wire brush it and use brake cleaner and a rag. So that might not be the smartest thing to do. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and like this video if you enjoyed the content. I'm posting videos quite a bit, and always doing new projects and turbo builds and making horsepower. That's what this channel is about. So thanks for watching.